So now solve for y. Well, solve for y. There are two y's over here, so we have to be careful. Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by y minus 5. So x times y minus 5 equals negative 3y plus 1. Okay? So we have what? xy minus 5x equals minus 3y plus 1. Yes, what is our job? Stay focused. We need to solve for y. In other words, we want to have just one y and everything else is going to the opposite side. But there are two y's. So what do we have to do? Anyhow, let's collect them together. Let's put them on the same side, okay? So I'm going to add 3y over here, so xy plus 3y. And then add 5x, so you have the effect of this, 5x plus 1. Well, we want to have only one y, so what do you have to do? Yes, factor y out. So factor y out, and then x plus 3 equals 5x plus 1. We are almost there, right? Okay. Well, our job is leave y by itself, so y equals. Divide both sides by x plus 3, so that gives you 5x plus 1 divided by x plus 3. And then you name it what? Yes, we started with the f, so we are going to call it f inverse. This is what we do. Well, one thing that in the beginning for the function f, x cannot be 5 over here. But for the inverse function, yes, x cannot be negative 3. That's what we need to write. Okay. So, it was not too bad at all. I'm going to do just one more problem, just one more exercise. That is, you have function. Okay, let's say k of x equals the square root of x plus 3. Okay? Is this one-to-one function? I think so. Square root of x graph is this. So plus 3, when x equals 0, not 0 anymore, it's going to be 3 over here. Okay? So that's a shift up over here. So this is a graph of a function k of x. Alright, as you see, this is one-to-one. So let's find its inverse. Okay, so this is 0, 3. What we can tell, already we can foretell, yes, this you are going to have a point 3, 0 in the inverse function graph. Okay, that one we can tell. So what do we do? First, instead of kx, call it y. Second step, we interchange x and y. So x equals square root of y plus 3. Number 3 is we are going to solve for y. So we are going to leave y by itself. So instead of y, yes, we start with the square root of y, subtract 3 from both sides, make it x minus 3, right? Subtract 3 from both sides. So now what do we do? Y equals, we need to leave y by itself, so we are going to square both sides. So y equals x minus 3 squared. And then I have a little bit of a concern over here, because when I want to say this is a k inverse, but either k or k inverse both have to be one-to-one function here, one-to-one. So this is one-to-one function. On the other hand, if we write like this, x minus 3 squared, everybody, this one has vertex at 3, 0, and this parabola opening upward like this. I don't think this is one-to-one function. Okay? So what is wrong over here? what is wrong over here is that the domain over here is x is greater than or equal to 0, right? Okay? You cannot put a negative number under the radical sign. So this is a domain. So look at this. The range is from here. The range is from 3 to infinity. See, 3 is the smallest value and then going up. So the range of this has to be what? The domain of this. Okay? This range from 3 to infinity has to be the domain of K inverse. That is 3 to infinity. So in other words, 3 is here and then going to infinity. So we are going to scratch off over here. Only this half of this parabola is the inverse function graph. Okay? So as you see, from 3, 0, and then half of the parabola. What do you see? Again, this is blue is K of x, this red is K inverse of x, and the graph is symmetric about this line. Yeah, about this line, y equals x. Okay, so we are going to use everything we learned to just overcome any kind of issues or concerns about this. Yes, this is a definite concern over here. Yes, the graph shows that this is not one-to-one, so we cannot leave it like that. Okay, so how do we overcome? And then go to the original function and then look at the domain and the range, and then we are going to, because we swapped x and y, so collectively, what did we do? We swapped what? Domain and the range. Okay? So let me reiterate this. So we have a function f of x. Okay? It's the domain of this. Domain of a function f is the same as what? The range of f inverse. Okay? And again, the other one also, range of a function f is the same as what? Domain of f inverse. Okay? So this is going to be very, very useful tip if you keep using it, okay? Don't forget that all the graphs will look like that. Okay? So, how was the inverse function today? Not bad, okay? Let me verify whether you really remember everything. I'm going to give you one graph. Does it look like a one-to-one function? Yes. This is one-to-one function. I'm going to call it f of x, and I'm going to say this is 1. Graph the inverse function. Before you go, graph the inverse function. What you know is this is 0, 1, so you are going to have 1, 0 on the graph. Okay? And the function is, in other words, this is y-intercept, so y-intercept goes to x-intercept. Because we literally swapped x and y value. That's why it's happening everything. So the function, the graph is going along the x-axis. Well, it's going to be going along the y-axis like this, and then like that. So, do you see the symmetry? Okay? So we don't even know what the function is, but as long as we know the graph of function, one-to-one function, and then we can graph the inverse function, and of course this is the line of symmetry, which is y equals x. Okay, so this one concludes today's lecture. After that, we are going to have a very, very interesting part, which is exponential and logarithmic functions. So it is kind of some of you did not learn this part at all. Some of you did learn, but maybe, well, remember the least, okay? And if you are going to take a calculus, or it doesn't matter, business calculus or regular calculus, this portion is going to be really important, okay? This is coming in the end, doesn't mean that you are going to just for the sake of finishing this, this is not really important, no. Well, what we did in every lecture, those are the real core contents of algebra, and these things happen to be at the end because the logical sequence, okay? Logical sequence, that's why it's coming at the end, but in terms of importance going into calculus level, well, that is extremely important. And what you need to remember much is about the exponent, okay? The exponent, and you are going to go backwards from that, okay? So everybody is like a 2 to the third is 8, or 5 to the third is 125. So all kinds of numbers, you make powers, and remember those numbers will be very helpful, okay? So in other words, 3 to the fourth, yeah, 81, okay? Likewise, fourth root of 81 equals 3. Okay, those are convenient numbers, yeah, I want you to remember. So cube root of 125 equals 5, like that, okay? And the calculator next to you, so you have you can, if you cannot do this one in your head, yeah, we have to just borrow a calculator to complete that. Alright, and this is the schedule I have over here. Yes, you are going to have a paper quiz, but of course we cannot do paper quiz, yeah. You are going to do it on MyMathLab, and the withdrawal deadline is going to be the 17th, okay. Well, you happen to have exam 3B on the 17th, well, we don't have to wait until Friday. As soon as we do this lecture 24 over here, yeah, exam 3B does not even include the 24, lecture 24, only lecture 19 to 23. I'm going to open this exam right after Monday, because we are going to do lecture 23 on Monday, okay? So this is important thing. Exam 3 will open, exam 3B will open April 14th, closes Thursday night, 16th. Or if you want me to open until 17th, that is okay. But remember, 17th is April. 17th is for the deadline for withdrawal. Whatever the reason, this outcome is not satisfying to you, and you want to drop the course, yes, April 17th is the last day you can do so. That's why I want to just get every result you can have. So exam 3B opens on Tuesday, and this, okay? So you have all the data you need. Alright, that's my plan. And again, the exam is going to be no more than 60 minutes, just about 50 minutes. That's it. Okay, you are going to find a quiet time and do it. And again, I'm going to give you 2 attempts. Okay, so get ready and think about how to finish this course successfully and safely. Okay, everybody, stay healthy. Okay, bye.